The midnight struggle, breaking free from the clock's hold. Have you ever found yourself waking up in the stillness of the night, your eyes drawn instinctively to the clock? In those quiet hours, what seems like a harmless glance often becomes the very thing that robs you of restful sleep. The numbers stare back at you, unassuming yet heavy with meaning, and suddenly your mind is racing. Thoughts like, I only have 3 hours left to sleep, or there's no way I'll be well rested now, begin to creep in, creating a cascade of worry. What was meant to reassure you instead fuels an internal storm, leaving you wide awake and frustrated. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also press bell icon. The act of checking the time seems innocent, even logical, but it triggers an anxious response that can linger far longer than the moment itself. Those glowing numbers are a silent reminder of time slipping away, and your brain reacts as if it's a race you're losing. Your heart rate may quicken, your muscles tense, and sleep, once natural and effortless, becomes a challenge you feel ill-equipped to face. It's a cycle many of us fall into, unaware that this habit is silently sabotaging our ability to relax and drift back into slumber. So how do you break free? The first step is awareness. Recognize that looking at the clock serves no real purpose during the night. Whether you see you have 1 hour or 5 hours left, the result is the same. You've planted the seed of unease. The next time you wake up unexpectedly, resist the urge to check the time. Instead, redirect your focus inward. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and begin to calm your body and mind. Start with a simple breathing exercise. Inhale deeply through your nose, filling your lungs with fresh, cool air as you count to 4. Feel your chest rise and your ribcage expand. Then exhale slowly through your mouth, counting to 6 as you let go of tension. Imagine each exhale as a wave washing away your worries, carrying them far into the distance. This rhythmic breathing helps to quiet your thoughts and center your focus on the present, where sleep can naturally return. If your mind continues to wander, try visualizing a peaceful place. Picture yourself walking along a secluded beach, the sound of waves lapping at the shore creating a soothing rhythm. Feel the soft sand underfoot, the salty breeze brushing against your face, or imagine lying in a sunlit meadow surrounded by wildflowers, the scent of fresh grass filling the air. Let this mental imagery envelop you, pulling you deeper into a state of relaxation. With each breath, immerse yourself further in the scene, allowing the vivid sensations to replace the anxiety of time ticking away. Breaking the habit of clock watching is not an overnight fix, but it's a powerful step toward reclaiming your nights. This shift requires practice and patience, but each small victory brings you closer to a healthier relationship with sleep. By focusing on relaxation instead of time, you'll discover that the ability to rest lies within you, waiting to be unlocked. Sleep isn't a competition or a task to be checked off. It's a natural state that your body craves and knows how to achieve. The key is learning to let go of the clock, of expectations, and of the pressure to force sleep. Instead, embrace the present moment, allowing peace to replace worry. Over time, these practices will help you create a nightly sanctuary, free from the stress of time's relentless march. You deserve nights filled with calm, uninterrupted rest, where waking up feels like a renewal instead of a struggle. So tonight, when the quiet darkness calls and you find yourself awake, remember, the clock does not hold the answers. Your rest lies in your ability to surrender to the moment, to trust in the process, and to let sleep come naturally, like a gentle wave returning to the shore. Number 1. The gentle art of letting sleep flow naturally. Sleep is not something that can be summoned at will, nor is it a task to be hurried or controlled. Like the slow blooming of a flower or the unhurried flow of a river, it unfolds in its own time, requiring patience and tenderness. The moment you release yourself from the grip of the clock and the anxiety it brings, you create the space sleep needs to return. Let go of the frantic calculations about how many hours remain or the worry of feeling unrested, and allow sleep to embrace you like an old friend waiting for your surrender. The next time you wake in the quiet hours of the night, resist the urge to check the clock. Remember, it is not your ally in the pursuit of rest, but rather a source of stress, creating barriers where none should exist. By freeing yourself from its grasp, you can place your trust in the gentle rhythm of your breath, in the serenity of the night, and most importantly, in your body's innate wisdom. Sleep knows when to come, and when it does, it will feel all the more precious because you allowed it to arrive naturally, like a stream following its course. Say no to phones and screens, reclaiming peace in the night. How often have you found yourself waking in the stillness of the night, your hand instinctively reaching for your phone? Whether stirred by a restless dream or the natural rhythms of wakefulness, the reflex to grab that glowing screen has become second nature for many of us. Perhaps you glance at the time, scroll through social media, or watch a quick video, convincing yourself it's harmless, a small comfort before you drift back to sleep. But this innocent habit hides a deeper truth. It could be the very reason sleep feels so far out of reach. Our phones, tablets, and other screens, though companions in our waking hours, are disruptive intruders in our nights. They emit blue light, an invisible force that quietly disrupts the delicate balance of our body's natural processes. Blue light suppresses melatonin, the hormone responsible for signaling to your body that it's time to rest. When this critical chemical is diminished, the gentle transition into sleep is derailed, leaving you restless and alert when you should be winding down. Beyond the science of light, these devices stimulate the mind. Whether it's a social media feed or an unanswered message, they pull your thoughts outward, keeping your brain engaged when it should be retreating inward. This mental activity makes it harder for your mind to relax and for sleep to settle in naturally. The endless scroll or quick reply may feel comforting in the moment, but it creates a cycle of wakefulness that keeps you tethered to the very thing you wish to escape. To reclaim peaceful nights, it's essential to break this cycle. Start by creating a phone-free zone around your sleep. Place your device out of reach, ensuring that it's not the first thing you grab when you wake. If you need an alarm, opt for a traditional clock that won't tempt you with notifications or screens. Instead of scrolling, turn to calming practices like deep breathing, visualization, or listening to soothing, screen-free sounds. Remember, your nights are sacred spaces for rest and renewal. By saying no to the lure of screens, you're giving yourself the gift of uninterrupted peace, a quiet sanctuary where sleep can return naturally. Trust in this process, and you'll find that the nights once plagued by restlessness will transform into moments of true restfulness. Number 2. Breaking free from the screen's midnight hold. The blue light from our screens, though invisible to the naked eye, acts as a thief in the night, stealing our ability to transition into restful sleep. It suppresses melatonin, the hormone that gently guides us into slumber and overstimulates our brains. It's akin to trying to fall asleep in a room bathed in glaring light, with your mind switched on and buzzing with energy, when all it craves is peace. This overstimulation creates a cruel paradox. You feel desperate for rest, yet your body and mind refuse to relax. As you lie awake, clutching your phone, the problem deepens. A quick glance at a notification might trigger a cascade of emotions. A message from a friend could spark worry, curiosity, or even frustration. A link leads to an article that draws you in, feeding your mind with new information at the very moment it should be unwinding. Or perhaps a video grabs your attention, compelling you to watch, each second pulling you further from the restful state you yearn for. Before you know it, your thoughts are racing, your heart is beating faster, and the serene night you once longed for becomes a storm of mental noise. In this state of overstimulation, sleep feels unattainable. You're trapped in a vicious cycle, wide awake in the small hours, longing for deep, restorative rest. This is the toll of turning to screens for comfort, a fleeting distraction that costs you hours of precious sleep, leaving you groggy, irritable, and far from rejuvenated when morning comes. The first step to breaking this cycle is learning to say no. When you wake in the night, resist the powerful urge to reach for your phone. It might feel impossible at first, your mind craving the comfort of connection, the familiar glow of the screen. But pause and reflect. Is a few minutes of scrolling or replying worth the grogginess, fatigue, and diminished focus that will haunt you the next day? Instead, take intentional steps to protect your rest. Before going to bed, put your phone on silent or leave it out of arm's reach. This small act removes the temptation to check notifications, setting a boundary that prioritizes your peace. While it may feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're accustomed to constant connectivity, this decision is an investment in your well-being. It's a gift of stillness, clarity, and the unbroken nights of sleep your body craves. If you wake in the middle of the night, try engaging in activities that nurture relaxation. Read a book under a soft light, something calming or uplifting, free from stress or tension. Let your imagination wander into the pages, drawing you into a world of gentle reflections or inspiring stories. As you immerse yourself in these quieter moments, your body and mind will naturally shift into a state of calm, allowing sleep to return without force or frustration. By creating a screen-free sanctuary at night, you reclaim control over your rest. You free yourself from the mental noise and overstimulation that disrupts your sleep, and rediscover the tranquility your nights deserve. Each choice to let go of the phone, to embrace stillness, and to trust in your body's ability to find rest is a step toward reclaiming the peace and restoration you've been missing. Sleep is not a luxury, it's a vital necessity, and you have the power to protect it. The gentle path to restful nights, when sleeplessness wraps around you and the quiet of the night amplifies your thoughts into a storm. Finding peace may feel like an impossible dream, but perhaps the answer lies not in battling your racing mind, but in guiding it gently toward stillness. Fighting against your thoughts only creates resistance, much like trying to hold back a wave. Instead, the key is to redirect, to soothe, and to surrender. Start by imagining a serene and peaceful place, a sanctuary where your mind can rest. Perhaps it's a quiet beach at dawn, where the ocean stretches endlessly before you. The waves rise and fall in a rhythmic dance, their gentle whispers calming your senses. With each wave, imagine your worries being carried away, dissolving into the vastness of the sea. This mental imagery creates a soft space where your mind can retreat, leaving behind the noise and weight of the day. Alternatively, focus on the simple yet profound act of breathing. Breathe deeply, feeling the air fill your lungs, and exhale slowly, letting tension slip away with each breath. This practice anchors you to the present moment, offering a sense of grounding amidst the whirlwind of thoughts. Each breath becomes an invitation to rest, a reminder that you are safe and that the world can wait. Reading can also serve as a balm for the restless mind. Choose a book that soothes or inspires, and let its words wash over you. The act of reading in the quiet of the night slows your racing thoughts and allows your muscles to relax. Your breathing steadies, and as the story unfolds, sleep may arrive naturally, like a gentle tide returning to shore. It's crucial to remember that sleep is not something you can force. It's an embrace that comes when you let go of the need to control it. Resist the urge to fight your worries. Instead, acknowledge them without judgment and redirect your focus to something nurturing. Your body and mind need rest not just for physical restoration, but for emotional and mental clarity. By releasing the grip of overthinking and embracing calm practices, you create a pathway for true relaxation. The notifications, emails, and tasks can wait until the morning. They pale in importance compared to the irreplaceable gift of peaceful slumber. When you wake feeling truly refreshed, you'll discover a new sense of clarity and energy, ready to embrace the day with a calm, centered spirit. Trust that sleep will come when you stop chasing it, and allow the night to cradle you in its quiet, restorative embrace. This isn't just a practice for better sleep. It's a gift to your overall well-being, a commitment to your health, and a reminder that peace is always within your reach. Number 3, the art of navigating late-night hunger, waking in the still of the night, only to feel a persistent gnawing in your stomach, can be both unsettling and familiar. This midnight hunger often creeps in just as you're settling into deep rest, a natural signal of your body's needs. However, how you respond to these hunger pangs can determine whether you drift peacefully back to sleep or spend the rest of the night tossing and turning. Midnight cravings can stem from changes in metabolism or digestion, especially as we age. The key lies in mindful choices, understanding what your body truly needs and how certain foods affect its delicate nighttime rhythm. Not all snacks are created equal, and some can do more harm than good when it comes to your sleep. Sugary or caffeinated foods, for instance, are a common culprit. A sweet treat or a sip of coffee might feel comforting in the moment, but the sugar rush or caffeine boost jolts your nervous system into wakefulness. The resulting surge of energy leaves you wide awake, far from the restful state your body craves. Similarly, even seemingly innocent options like chocolate carry hidden caffeine, keeping your body alert rather than relaxed. Spicy foods, though delightful at dinner, are another hazard when consumed late at night. Their fiery kick can irritate the stomach, leading to discomfort, acid reflux, and even an elevated heart rate. This disruption not only affects your digestion, but also pulls your body further from the calm required for restorative sleep. So what should you do when faced with late-night hunger? The answer lies in choosing snacks that nourish without overstimulating. Opt for light, calming foods that support relaxation. A handful of unsalted nuts, a small serving of yogurt, or a slice of whole-grain toast can be enough to satisfy your hunger without overwhelming your system. Foods rich in tryptophan, like bananas or a warm glass of milk, can also help promote sleep by encouraging the production of melatonin, the hormone responsible for regulating your sleep-wake cycle. It's equally important to listen to your body. Are you truly hungry, or is your craving a response to stress or habit? Sometimes, hunger at night can be mistaken for dehydration. Try sipping water or herbal tea first to see if that soothes the sensation. Chamomile or peppermint tea, in particular, can have a calming effect, easing your body into restfulness. Preparation is another powerful tool. By ensuring your evening meal is balanced with proteins, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates, you can reduce the likelihood of waking up hungry. Avoid heavy, greasy meals late in the evening, as they can burden your digestion and increase the chances of discomfort. Remember, your goal is not just to quiet the hunger, but to maintain your body's readiness for rest. By making thoughtful choices, you respect the natural rhythms of your body, allowing it to drift back into a state of relaxation. Midnight hunger doesn't have to derail your sleep. It can become an opportunity to tune into your needs with care and mindfulness. In embracing this gentle approach, you reclaim the peace of your night. With each mindful choice, you pave the way for a restful, uninterrupted slumber, ensuring you wake refreshed and ready to embrace the new day. Nurturing rest through mindful choices, navigating late-night hunger can be challenging, but it doesn't have to disrupt your peace or prevent you from getting a good night's sleep. The story of Ms. Min, a wise and resilient woman, beautifully illustrates how small, thoughtful actions can bring comfort and restore tranquility. For years, Ms. Min lived an active, fulfilling life, priding herself on her energy and vitality. But when sudden midnight hunger began to interrupt her sleep, she found herself in unfamiliar territory. At first, she turned to sugary treats, believing they would quickly soothe her discomfort. Instead, they left her feeling bloated, restless, and plagued by indigestion, which made returning to sleep nearly impossible. One evening, while confiding in her trusted friend, Dr. Lamb, Ms. Min found the wisdom she needed. Dr. Lamb, known for his gentle, practical advice, explained that nighttime hunger doesn't require a feast to resolve. Instead, he suggested light, easily digestible options: a small slice of bread, a few almonds, or plain crackers. These foods, he assured her, would calm the hunger without straining her digestion. To complement the snack, he recommended sipping warm water, a simple yet effective ritual to relax the body and prepare it for rest. Skeptical but willing to try, Ms. Min adopted Dr. Lamb's advice. That night, when hunger stirred her awake, she reached for a small piece of bread and a warm cup of water. To her surprise, the discomfort faded, replaced by a soothing calm. She slipped back into a deep, peaceful sleep, awakening the next morning refreshed and energized. This experience taught her a profound lesson: the importance of mindful choices. Heavy or sugary foods only exacerbated her discomfort, while light snacks and warm water worked in harmony with her body's needs. Ms. Min also learned to approach hunger with self-compassion rather than frustration, seeing it as an opportunity to care for herself gently and thoughtfully. For those facing similar challenges, her story offers practical guidance. Choose snacks that are light and easy to digest, avoiding sugary, heavy, or spicy foods that can disrupt your body's nighttime balance. Sip warm water to soothe your system and signal that it's time to unwind. Above all, listen to your body with kindness, recognizing its signals as opportunities to nurture yourself rather than obstacles to overcome. Through mindful choices and a compassionate approach, you can transform late-night hunger into a moment of quiet care, paving the way for restful, restorative sleep. Let Ms. Min's journey inspire you to embrace these small rituals, turning discomfort into calm and sleeplessness into peace. Number 4. The art of embracing restful nights. Taking care of your sleep is akin to tending to a dear friend, nurturing it with attention and care rather than allowing small disruptions to steal its value. Ms. Min discovered this truth when nighttime hunger, once a source of frustration, became an opportunity to listen to her body and nourish it wisely. Her simple yet profound changes to nighttime habits transformed her restlessness into a ritual of self-care, reminding us all of the power of mindful choices. Beyond hunger, the environment we create for sleep holds immense significance. Harsh lights, disruptive sounds, and uncomfortable temperatures are often culprits in sleepless nights. Bright, glaring lights, whether from lamps or screens, trick the brain into wakefulness by suppressing melatonin, the sleep hormone. Ms. Min and many others have found solace in the warmth of soft, yellow-hued lights, which provide enough guidance without disrupting the body's natural rhythm. Temperature also plays a pivotal role in fostering sleep. A room that is too hot can lead to restlessness, while one that is too cold can cause tension and discomfort. Maintaining an ideal range, often around 24 to 26 degrees Celsius, creates a cocoon-like environment where the body feels at ease. Adding to this, quiet surroundings amplify the sense of peace. Blackout curtains, soundproofing, or even a white noise machine can eliminate distractions, transforming the bedroom into a sanctuary of calm. The ambiance matters just as much as the mindset. When all elements, gentle lighting, balanced temperature, and soothing sounds, work in harmony, the body responds naturally. It's as though the room itself cradles you into a restful state, enveloping you in warmth and tranquility. Such a setting encourages relaxation and allows sleep to flow effortlessly. Yet the greatest lesson in the journey toward restful sleep is learning not to force it. Sleep is a natural process that cannot be chased or controlled. The more we try to grasp it, the more elusive it becomes. Like a shy bird, it flees when pursued, but gently returns when we relax and let go. By surrendering to the stillness of the night and trusting our body's rhythms, sleep becomes less of a battle and more of a gift, a quiet companion that soothes and restores. When we treat our sleep with the care and respect it deserves, it rewards us with rejuvenation, energy, and peace. In creating a sanctuary of rest, we not only nurture our bodies, but also cultivate the calmness and balance that enrich our lives. Sleep, after all, is not just the absence of wakefulness, it is the foundation of a healthier, happier existence. Number 5. The gentle art of surrendering to rest. Sometimes, sleep seems like a distant, elusive gift just beyond our reach. We find ourselves chasing it, desperate for it, but the harder we try to grasp it, the further it slips away. It's as if sleep is a shy bird that, no matter how much we want it, refuses to land on our hand. This frustration can lead to an anxious cycle of worrying about our inability to fall asleep, which, ironically, only makes the restlessness worse. However, the true key to restful sleep lies in learning to trust our bodies and allowing sleep to arrive naturally, without force. When we do this, sleep gently lands in our embrace, as effortlessly as that bird finding comfort in our open palm. Accepting the reality of waking up in the middle of the night is a crucial step towards freeing ourselves from the guilt and frustration that often accompany sleeplessness. It's easy to chastise ourselves for not falling asleep quickly or for waking up at odd hours, especially as we age. Our bodies no longer follow the same rhythms they once did, and we may feel disoriented or frustrated by the change. However, the more we struggle to control our sleep, the more elusive it becomes. The real freedom comes when we release the need to force sleep and allow it to come naturally when the time is right. One of the most harmful habits we can develop when faced with sleeplessness is to let anxious thoughts spiral. We worry about being exhausted the next day, about how we'll manage without rest. This only amplifies our tension and keeps us awake longer. In these moments, it's important to remember that these anxious thoughts do not help. They add weight to our already burdened minds and prevent us from finding the peace we need. Instead of focusing on the need to fall asleep, we can focus on relaxation. We can slow our breath, inhale deeply, hold for a moment, and then exhale slowly, allowing each breath to calm the chaos inside. With each exhale, we can imagine the tension of the day melting away as our bodies soften and our minds find peace. This practice is not about forcing sleep, but about creating the right environment, mentally and physically, for sleep to naturally return. If, after 15 or 20 minutes, sleep continues to elude us, it's important not to stay in bed battling our minds. The longer we stay in that struggle, the deeper the frustration becomes. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy of sleeplessness. Instead, gently rise from the bed and give yourself the opportunity to relax without the pressure of sleep hanging over you. Find something that soothes your spirit, perhaps reading a beloved book that brings comfort, or stretching your body to release the tension built up during the day. So, soft instrumental music, if it resonates with you, can also be a wonderful companion. Its gentle melodies helping to wash over you like a calm tide, pulling you back into a place of peace. The most important thing in these moments is not to rush, not to stress. Don't put pressure on yourself to sleep right now. You don't need to sleep immediately. You simply need to be. Trust yourself, trust your body, and trust the process. Allow yourself the grace to rest, even if that rest is not in the form of sleep. There is value in simply being still, listening to your body, and offering yourself the kindness of compassion during those restless hours. Eventually, when the time is right, sleep will find its way back to you. And when the first light of dawn touches your face, you'll feel calm and refreshed, as if the night's struggle was nothing more than a fleeting moment in the quiet passage of time. Mrs. Hua, a woman who had always cherished the comfort of deep sleep, found herself in the same struggle. For many years, sleep had come easily to her, and she had taken its presence for granted. But recently, something shifted, and she found herself waking in the still hours of the night, her mind buzzing with thoughts, and her body unwilling to settle. Each time she woke, she tried desperately to will herself back to sleep. She clenched her eyes shut, counting the seconds, hoping that this effort would somehow make sleep come. But the more she tried, the more awake she became. The ticking of the clock felt louder, almost as if it were mocking her, while the soft breathing of her husband, Mr. Hung, reminded her of the quiet stillness of the night. The swirl of thoughts in her mind became an unstoppable current, keeping her restlessness at bay. One night, after nearly an hour of tossing and turning, she felt utterly defeated. She was exhausted, but sleep seemed impossible. The frustration took root in her chest, and she berated herself for not being able to sleep. This wasn't normal, she thought. I have to do something. But instead of continuing her struggle, something within her shifted. She decided to take a different approach. She remembered her youngest daughter's words. "Mom, don't force it. Just breathe. It was a gentle, yet powerful reminder. With this new mindset, Mrs. Hoa slid gently out of bed. She put on a thin sweater, stepped outside into the cool night air, and was struck by the beauty of the moment. The moonlight bathed the small garden in soft, shimmering beams, casting delicate shadows on the grass. She sank into her old wicker chair, the cool breeze kissing her cheeks, carrying the sweet fragrance of jasmine from the garden below. It was in this tranquil moment that she realized she didn't need to force sleep. She needed to allow herself the space to simply breathe and let her body do the rest. She took a deep, slow breath, holding it for a moment, before releasing it gently. With each exhale, she imagined herself drifting on a small boat, floating peacefully down a calm river. Each breath pushed her boat further away from her worries, further away from the restlessness that had consumed her. She visualized a vast field of flowers, bathed in soft sunlight, with the cool breeze caressing the petals. It felt like a river of tranquility, flowing through her being and washing away the tension. Slowly, peace settled into her soul. Eventually, Mrs. Hoa's eyelids grew heavy. She stood up, no longer fixated on the idea of falling asleep immediately. The pressure had melted away. She returned to her bed and lay down, allowing sleep to come softly, naturally, like a gentle embrace. When morning came, she woke feeling refreshed, her mind and body restored. She smiled softly, grateful for the quiet grace of the previous night. Mrs. Hoa had learned a profound lesson. Sleep isn't something that can be forced or rushed. It's a delicate gift that arrives when we allow ourselves to be still, when we release the worries of the day, and when we listen deeply to what our bodies need. She now understands that sometimes the sweetest rest comes not from the frantic pursuit of sleep, but from simply allowing it to happen. In the quiet moments when we stop chasing, when we trust the process, and when we listen to our bodies, rest finds us, rejuvenating both mind and body. Number 6, the power of embracing rest, a journey toward peace. From that day forward, Mrs. Hoa no longer felt the weight of anxiety when she woke up in the middle of the night. Instead of panicking and trying to force herself back to sleep, she began to welcome these moments of stillness. She recognized them as precious opportunities to reconnect with herself, to rest in the quiet, and to patiently wait for sleep to return. Like a dear companion who had momentarily stepped away, but would soon come back to cradle her in its warmth. This new perspective was liberating. It allowed her to shift from a state of frustration and resistance to one of acceptance and calm. Sleep, she realized, was not something that could be chased, forced, or demanded. It was a natural process that, when allowed to unfold, came easily and gently. Her journey serves as a powerful reminder to all of us that sleep is a gift, and by surrendering to the natural rhythm of our bodies, we unlock the peace that resides within us, especially during the night. Mrs. Hoa's new approach to sleep wasn't just about getting more hours in bed. It was about cultivating a mindset that honored her body's needs and rhythms. She began to understand that sleep, in its truest sense, is an act of love. When we allow ourselves to rest, we are nurturing our bodies and minds, allowing them to regenerate and heal. Sleep becomes not just a biological necessity, but a deeply restorative process that helps us realign our energy and repair the wear and tear that life brings. In honoring our sleep, we honor ourselves. We embrace our humanity, acknowledging that rest is essential to our well-being. Mrs. Hoa's experience reminds us that the way we approach sleep has a profound impact on how we feel. When we wake up, and how we navigate the challenges of the day ahead. When we approach sleep with intention, we find ourselves not only rejuvenated physically, but also emotionally and mentally. A full, undisturbed sleep offers more than just physical rest. It is an experience of renewal, a gift of healing that our bodies need in order to be whole. During the night, as we sleep deeply, we allow ourselves to let go of the worries and stresses of the day. Our bodies can focus on recovery and restoration. It is a time when our hearts and minds can relax, and when we allow ourselves to be vulnerable and trust that rest will come. This vulnerability is where our strength lies. Just like the sun rising after a long, dark night, a truly restful sleep brings with it a new day full of promise and possibility. We wake up with a sense of calm, clarity, and energy, ready to meet the world. This is the transformative power of deep, undisturbed rest, one that restores our vitality, nourishes our spirit, and equips us to handle whatever comes next. However, when our sleep is shallow, fragmented, or incomplete, the effects ripple through our entire being. It is not just the physical exhaustion we feel, but the emotional and mental toll that lack of sleep takes on us. Our minds become foggy, our bodies drained, and our spirits heavy. In such moments, it becomes clear that something essential has been denied. We lose our ability to fully connect with life, and everything feels harder to manage, from our mood to our relationships and work. Sleep deprivation creates a disconnect from our true selves and the world around us. Taking care of our sleep, then, is not just about quantity, it is about quality. It is about listening to our bodies and recognizing that rest is a vital part of who we are. When we honor our need for sleep, we are sending a message of self-care and self-respect to ourselves. We are reminding ourselves that we deserve peace, that we are worthy of rest, and that we honor our well-being. Prioritizing sleep is an act of deep love. By creating a serene, quiet environment and adopting soothing rituals, we signal to our bodies that we are listening to their needs. In today's fast-paced world, we often forget just how crucial sleep is to our health. We become so consumed by the demands of work, family, and social obligations that we overlook the importance of rest. Yet sleep is not a luxury or an afterthought. It is a vital companion, a steady presence that nurtures us through the night and prepares us to face the day ahead. When we truly love our sleep, we are giving ourselves the gift of longevity, good health, and inner peace. We are fostering a foundation of well-being that supports us throughout every stage of life. Sleep is not just a time for our bodies to rest. It is a time for our minds to recharge, for our spirits to renew, and for us to restore the energy needed to live fully. Sleep is the key to living a fulfilling life, to living with purpose and to living with joy. When we respect it, we unlock a deeper connection with ourselves and with the world around us. It becomes the foundation upon which we build our lives, a source of strength, clarity, and resilience. It's about more than just getting enough hours in bed. It's about embracing sleep as a vital part of our self-care routine. When we stop chasing sleep and allow it to come naturally, we create space for peace, for healing, and for growth. So, my dear friends, don't rush sleep or take it for granted. Protect it, nurture it, and allow yourself to fully embrace its beauty. Sleep is a treasure, and when we honor it, we honor ourselves as we reflect on the importance of sleep and the profound impact it has on our well-being. I want to leave you with this question. What has resonated with you most from today's message? Maybe it's the idea that sleep isn't something we should chase, but but something we should invite with patience and care. Or perhaps it's the understanding that by nurturing our sleep, we are truly nurturing ourselves. Take a moment to think about one lesson you've learned today that you're ready to bring into your own life. Maybe you'll prioritize creating a calm, restful space for sleep. Or perhaps you'll embrace the quiet moments of the night as an opportunity for reflection and peace. Whatever it may be, I encourage you to share it in the comments below. I would love to hear how you plan to incorporate these insights into your own routine. If you found value in this video, please leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more content that helps you live a happier, healthier, and more fulfilling life. Thank you for watching, and until next time, take care of yourself because you truly deserve it. Conclusion: sleep is not just a biological function. It is one of the most profound acts of self-care we can offer ourselves. In today's fast-paced world where productivity and constant motion dominate our daily lives, we often overlook the immense value of restful sleep. However, sleep is essential not just for physical restoration, but also for emotional and mental well-being. When we allow ourselves to fully embrace the process of sleep, we provide our bodies with the time and space needed to heal, rejuvenate, and replenish our energy. It's a simple yet powerful reminder that our bodies are wise and that rest is not a luxury, but a necessity for our health and vitality. When we surrender to sleep, we are allowing our bodies to reset. Much like a weary traveler resting after a long journey, sleep offers us the opportunity to repair and restore our physical, emotional, and mental states. During the night, our cells regenerate, our muscles repair, and our brains process the information we've absorbed during the day. Sleep helps us consolidate memories, regulate emotions, and maintain overall cognitive function. The restorative power of sleep goes far beyond mere rest. It is a time for healing that touches every part of our being. When we prioritize sleep, we are investing in our long-term health and well-being. Yet despite sleep's profound importance, many of us struggle with it, especially as we grow older. The pressures of modern life, work stress, family obligations, personal concerns often intrude upon our ability to relax and fully unwind before bed. We live in a world full of distractions, bright lights, noise, and the constant hum of technology. These external forces can disrupt our circadian rhythms, making it harder to fall asleep or stay asleep. The struggle to sleep can create a vicious cycle, where the very act of trying to sleep becomes a source of anxiety, which in turn makes sleep even more elusive. This is where wisdom comes into play. The key to restful sleep is not force, but surrender. As we saw in Mrs. Hoa's journey, trying to force sleep or fixate on it only leads to frustration. She learned that sleep comes naturally when we stop resisting it. By embracing the quiet of the night and creating an environment conducive to rest, she was able to release the pressure and allow sleep to find its way back to her. This gentle approach to sleep is something we can all adopt. By practicing patience and compassion with ourselves, we allow our bodies to guide us back into a peaceful rhythm of rest. Creating a restful environment is crucial for achieving quality sleep. Mrs. Hoa's experience teaches us that the atmosphere in which we sleep plays a significant role in our ability to relax and rest. Soft, warm lighting, a comfortable room temperature, and a quiet, serene space all contribute to a restful environment. The right conditions, such as eliminating distractions, dimming lights, and reducing noise, help signal to the body that it is time to wind down. In today's world, We often find ourselves surrounded by artificial light and noise, which can trick our bodies into thinking it's time to stay awake. By making simple adjustments to our surroundings, we can invite the calm needed for restorative sleep. But it's not just the external environment that matters. Our internal state also plays a significant role in our sleep quality. Many of us carry stress and anxiety into the night, which can keep our minds racing even after we've turned off the lights. In these moments, it's important to remember that sleep isn't something to be chased or controlled. It's something to be invited, just as we gently close our eyes and allow ourselves to drift into a peaceful state. We must also be mindful of the thoughts and feelings that accompany us. Rather than focusing on the fear of not sleeping, we can shift our attention to relaxation. By breathing deeply, slowing our heart rate, and letting go of the tension in our bodies, we create the perfect conditions for sleep to find us. Mrs. Hoa's story also reminds us that it's okay to wake up in the middle of the night. Many of us feel guilty or anxious when we can't stay asleep throughout the night, but this is a natural part of the human experience. As we age, our bodies may not follow the same sleep patterns as they once did, and that's okay. When we wake up during the night, we don't have to force ourselves to sleep immediately. Instead, we can embrace those moments of wakefulness as opportunities to relax, reflect, or even connect with the present moment. By letting go of the pressure to sleep, we allow ourselves to rest in other ways, which can ultimately lead to a more peaceful, restorative night of sleep. In the long run, this shift in perspective allows us to develop a healthier relationship with sleep. Instead of viewing sleep as an elusive goal to chase, we begin to see it as a natural and necessary part of life that we can nurture and protect. Just as we care for our bodies through exercise, nutrition, and self-care, we must also care for our sleep. By setting aside time for rest, creating a calming bedtime routine, and fostering an environment of tranquility, we honor sleep as a vital component of our well-being. It's not a luxury or a mere afterthought. It's an essential practice for maintaining balance, clarity, and vitality in our lives. As we reflect on the importance of sleep, we realize that it's not just about getting more hours in bed. It's about quality. A truly restful night of sleep can have a profound impact on our mood, energy levels, and overall outlook on life. When we sleep deeply and undisturbed, we wake up feeling refreshed, with a clear mind and a body ready to take on the day. But when sleep is shallow, fragmented, or incomplete, the effects ripple through our entire being. We feel drained, foggy, and disconnected. Sleep deprivation not only impacts our physical health but also affects our emotional and mental well-being, making it harder to navigate daily challenges. Finally, it's important to understand that taking care of our sleep is a radical act of self-love. In a world that constantly demands more of us, prioritizing sleep is a powerful declaration that we value ourselves and our well-being. When we choose to honor our need for rest, we send a message to ourselves that we are worthy of care, peace, and rejuvenation. This simple act of nurturing our sleep has far-reaching benefits, not only improving our health but also enriching our relationships, work, and overall quality of life. By embracing the beauty of sleep and making it a priority, we give ourselves the greatest gift of all, the gift of true well-being. So as you reflect on your own sleep habits, ask yourself how you can create a more restful, nurturing environment for yourself. What small changes can you make to honor your need for rest? Whether it's turning off screens earlier, dimming the lights, or incorporating relaxation techniques before bed. These intentional acts of self-care can transform your sleep and ultimately your life. Sleep is not just a time for physical rest. It is a time for healing, for renewal, and for deep connection with ourselves. Let us all learn to cherish it, protect it, and allow ourselves the gift of truly restorative sleep.